All right, we are live in five, four, three, two, one, and we are live on YouTube. What's up, people? You're watching Breadsy Entertainment. I am joined by a very special guest. Going to be introducing him shortly. We're going to be talking a little bit about mental health, a little bit about this guy's got some really interesting life stories, and we're going to jump straight into it. So, without further ado, Ricky, introduce yourself, buddy. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Just 1 minute,
Right,
one,
well,
1 minute preamble, bro.
I'm Ricky. 21. From a little small place called Derry. Honestly, I've gone through some of the most toughest things that probably most 21-year-olds just shouldn't be going through it, like from ages of about 9 to 16, even from 16 to just 19 in general.
Mhm.
From being home, they surviving suicide, they coming back time and time again from people stabbing me in the back. A lot of people have let me down in the past, but it's not about that. It's about obviously just going forward and obviously trying to take leaps into new careers.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay. You mentioned quite a bit there, and it was quite a lot to digest. You said you've had some crazy life experiences that started at 9. We just obviously anything that you feel anything you feel uncomfortable, anything you feel you don't feel confident talking about, just don't do it. Just skim over it, whatever. But what happened, buddy, at 9? What was like the first sort of thing that sort of just started this hectic lifestyle?
Is the biggest one for me is probably losing my granddad, who was like the father figure of the family,
Okay.
to cancer. Straight off the bat, it sent me to places I didn't know existed. And I never actually digested the grief properly because, when you're younger, you don't understand that someone's passed away, they're not coming back. You don't kind of have that mentality at such a young age. And for a while, I just kind of was like,
Just bear with me 2 seconds. Stop 1 second.
if only I could move like him, it'd be even better if I could have his foot movement in the boxing ring.
Fair enough. All right, but just sorry, buddy. It cut off a little bit. Just jump straight in again where you was at, bro.
But like, obviously, trying to digest grief at such a young age and death is such a hard thing. But then, only a few years later, I think it was like 14 or 15, then my granny passed away from cancer,
Wow.
and it was just I hit rock bottom. Everything changed for me. It was just my head was everywhere. I was self harming from the age of 14 till last year. I
Wow.
was only lucky.
Wow. I mean, what started that? What started? How did that start? Like, in terms of like hurting yourself and stuff. I mean, how did that start?
I felt like it was always my fault because, and I still don't know why I thought this way, but it only kind of started more when my granny passed away because me and my granny never said goodbye properly.
Okay.
And the last time we ever did speak, we like me and my stepdad had fallen out, and I was angry at everybody and was pissed off at everything. And my granny said bye, I love you, and I didn't even acknowledge her. And I just like we just all left the house. And then a week later, I come home from school, and my mum pulls me into my room. My friend's standing outside waiting. We're just ready, ready to go play football. What we were doing,
Hmm.
and she breaks me, and everything fell apart at once. I trashed my room. I just sat in silence for it felt like an eternity, to be quite honest.
Wow. So when you said your grandfather passed away, you said he was like the father figure. Is that am I right in thinking that your biological dad wasn't in the picture or wasn't isn't in the picture? Or
Yeah, he's never been involved.
wow.
He's my mom's a domestic abuse victim from my dad. My dad's an alcoholic, and he used to beat my mum when she was actually pregnant with me. He even threw her out in the snow when it was snowing one time. He ripped up my baby scan photos and just didn't care.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. And unfortunately, this. Don't know. You just it's just some people they just have these weaknesses. Alcoholic, and then obviously they make it worse. They become domestic abusers and stuff. And yeah, and then there's you just got like is I mean, what was that like growing up? Like not having like a natural father figure. Like obviously you said you had a stepdad and stuff, but sometimes it can be sometimes stepdads can be actually be better than real dads. But obviously, as a kid, sometimes I think, and I've seen it a lot with kids growing up, they're like, "Oh, where's my dad?" and "Who's my dad?" and there is that sort of feeling towards it, sort of thing. How have you felt about it and stuff?
Yeah, like my stepdad, I would actually call him my actual, like I would just say dad for him.
Yeah, that's
He's
cool.
I was about one, maybe two, and like the guy did probably the most amazing job possible because it takes a real man and a real father to step in there someone else's child that's not even theirs.
So that sort of thing. Like I was asking you where you are with your MMA career right now, and you were
Yeah.
saying you were saying.
Uh, Beginner, definitely a novice.
Okay.
It's a tough path to be an MMA fighter. It's not an easy one. From cutting weight, that's probably the hardest task is actually staying on weight because you gotta remember you have to make weight, and then sometimes in contracts you can't go over that weight due to the other team and your team agreeing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's I was gonna say it's a tough one because it's like if you don't like even me like one of the things biggest challenges for me sort of thing. Yes, I'm quite muscly and I'd probably say I'm probably about 16 stones, but I know like in terms of like competitive fighting you would need to be you have to rip yourself right the way down. So I probably could get myself down to 12 stones, and that's what I would probably say to fight. I'll be fighting someone like Anthony Joshua and I'm not even 6 foot or anything, you know. So it would that's always put me off boxing. So and it's just such a hard grind trying to make the weight and stuff like that, and it's really difficult as well because because like it's not like all of us that are gonna earn money in the game as well. It's gonna be it's quite challenging. It's quite hard to get into, like you say. It's like if the TV like you and stuff, so quite difficult.
Yeah, you definitely have to have mic skills at this stage now. Conor McGregor brought that in.
Yeah.
Him and are the biggest guys for that. They brought in the whole promo out. Like they make promos what they are these
Yeah,
days.
definitely have. It's all about being a character. It's like I don't know. You've seen all the YouTube boxing now and stuff like that. It's over like that recent one, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. None of these guys are even half decent boxers, but they've literally they're selling out in Dubai. That's it. And they I think their fight was more popular than the Mayweather fight that he done.
No, yeah, I think it actually did bigger numbers,
It
and
did.
that's
Yeah.
so. I got guys in my gym that would kill Jake Paul in an instant. Like, there's a guy called Eamon Dean. He's our striking coach, and he would rip Jake Paul apart. He'd kill him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So how good would you say you are at MMA and stuff like that? Would you say you're a natural at it?
I've got a natural wrestling side to me, which is
Okay.
nice. I've got good takedown defense. I've got a good. My kicks ain't there. My kicks ain't there. I need to be more flexible with my kicking. They'll get, but I've got good hand speed and good power. I'm only 5'5". I'm a small guy, but
Okay.
I pack quite a hefty punch,
Fair
which is
enough.
nice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Have you had any like mini fights or anything yet? Or
Well, when I started boxing, COVID just happened, so I didn't manage the. When I was supposed to have a fight, it didn't happen. But I had my first like experience in the ring in a charity boxing fight there last year for suicide prevention, which was good. It was nice, but other than that, not yet. I just
Mhm.
can't wait to get the gates open and shut straight away.
Fair enough, fair enough. Obviously we sort of spun over the sort of like the childhood and everything like that sort of thing. I don't want to like dwell on. I don't want to not dwell's the wrong word, but I don't want to like obviously just like overload you with stuff and stuff like that. But just like you mentioned you tried suicide and like you just explained sort of like what was going through your mind and where what I don't know like you tell me your side your story. It's your story, buddy.
Well, it's a hard one, obviously. Like, but I don't mind speaking about it 'cause I'm so open with it. I'm an open book. It's you know what we all live life. You live it once. You got to make sure it's the best life you can live. And at the time, I was actually seeing a girl because it was only 2 years ago now, I think, or was it last year? Well, it wouldn't have been 2023. It would have been 2022. So 2 years ago, in it was around November time. I was seeing a girl. We got into a fight the night before,
Hmm.
and I had already had a lot of stuff going on in my head. I was on antidepressants off them. We got into a fight because she didn't want to put it back out there. She was dating me again,
Hmm.
which had already messed with my head. Like, and then that night we got into a fight, and there was a lot of drink involved. We both argued with each other. Both slept in different rooms. I actually left her mum's house, and the police had to be filmed because no one knew where I was. So I got brought back. I was laying in bed, and the next day I walked her to work. We got into another fight, but I'd already taken these pills in my bag. They were in my bag, waiting just. And I still had a bottle of beer in my bag, so I was just waiting. And I was just walking through a normal park, and I just 80 tablets straight down, bottle of beer. And I remember being on the phone to my auntie from, she lives in England, she lives in Hull, and she called my mum. Man, I was in my mum's, and it was just drifting out in and out of consciousness. It was scary because I was just waking up and I was seeing people crying. And the next time I woke up, I just seen the ambulance,
Hmm.
and it was weird because my health's never always been the best. I have demons that I have to fight every day, and I have to deal with that. But it didn't help then when you're so madly in love with someone, it's scarier
Yeah.
because you're trying your best. You know what I mean? You can't do much more. But she had actually went and slept with someone the same time I was in hospital. And I was texting her the exact same night it was happening, being like, "Do you need money for a taxi home? Are you okay?" And she'd send me a message and be like, "Look, I'm by myself, I'm home alone." The next day we were on the phone and I was like, "Listen, I know you weren't home alone." I was, "Well, what happened?" And then she told me, and it still sticks by me to this day. And I was just like, "How the fuck did I let that happen to me?"
And you know, bro, it's one of those things, man. We all go through it, unfortunately. We all go through it, and you know, remember when I was like 18 and stuff, when you have your first love and stuff like that. And for some reason, when you're 18, you always tend to be punching. You seem to be punching at that age, sort of thing, like where you know you think girls, you know, women, you know, they get the attention. If ever an average woman that's like decent looking is basically is a high value woman in kind of like in kind of most guys' eyes. They see a woman, they're like, oh wow, she's really pretty and stuff like that. So they have so many options when they're younger. It's very difficult, you know. It's one of those things where it's just like, you know, it's tough, and you have to get out of there because it happened to me. It happened to me when I was 18 as well. Like I was punching, I was with a slightly older girl, and yeah, she was literally she made it very clear that she was better than me. Like you know, I think about it now. I think about it now. This is what they, but this is what happens when girls are young. They just need to they explore, and it's like they need to do it. Otherwise, you know, they'll end up in a relation. They'll end up with one guy, and then like it will just get worse further down the line and stuff like that. You know, and women can be so sneaky. You know, women can be very, very sneaky. You have to really be careful because you think about it, like an average woman can just go out and they can have sex in the street. Some random guy will fuck them like in the streets, you know. So
Yeah,
it's just like that, you know. And women have to learn, you know, that's not necessarily a good thing because you know, for a woman to get sex is easy. For a guy to get sex is difficult, you know. And you know, also as well as their value and stuff like that, they have to think about. But you know, when I going back to you and stuff, it's a tough one that everyone goes through, and women nothing drives men more crazier than freaking women, and especially when they're lying, and especially if you're a genuine, because you seem like a really genuine dude. Like you know, you're not looking to fuck around with girls. You just want someone to sort of like you know, you just want it to be. If you're saying you're going out with me, you're with me. If you're with me, you know, stick with me and stuff. So it's very difficult, but I don't know what you think.
yeah, no, because like for a man nowadays to go up to a girl, most girls are going to act in a sense like, "What the fuck you doing? Get off me! Don't talk to me." Like that happens a lot. I see it happen a lot in clubs. Like there was an instance where this girl wanted to go with my friend, but he kept saying no, and this other girl came up and started pushing him and slapping him, and then tried to throw his drink around her. Well, she tried to throw the drink around him. Sorry. So he grabbed his drink. It was all fuck this and fucked his drink around her. But he was the one that got kicked out of the club.
Yeah, that
And I,
happens.
where's the equality?
There's certain situations where women are always going to get the benefit of the doubt. You know, you go around the corner and you see a guy like grabbing a girl or something like that, you're gonna 9 times out of 10 you're gonna think you know that guy's an animal or whatever. You don't know that she might have just banged his best friend and he's freaking going crazy or whatever, you know. But you know this is what it is, and it just reminds me of back in the day. It's a real tough one, man. But the thing is, you kind of have to get hurt when you're younger because it strengthens you up a little bit. But you have to also start learning to protect yourself a little bit, you know, because some women, you know, we can't. Like, I know that women are being really demonized at the minute, like for having all these options and doing all this stuff, being flirtatious, showing half their bodies online and stuff like that. But you know, that's just the world that we live in at the minute. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do. I mean, I would hate to be dating as a young guy in your day and age now. It's horrible because now they've got all this Tinder and all this stuff like that. So girls don't even have to really leave their room. They can just sit there swiping, swiping, swiping. Guys as well, but it's so much easier for girls. Like they said, like an average girl gets more attention than like a 10 out of 10 guy on like social media and stuff in terms of like dating and stuff on like them dating apps and stuff. So it's very difficult, very, very difficult. You have to really protect yourself.
Yeah, it's weird because I've never seen so many girls get so many attention just for being a girl. But then when you have a nice genuine guy who comes along, it's like, nah, fuck him. I want someone who's very toxic and who's gonna hurt me in a sense who I know's dangerous. It's like, are you serious? You're playing the harder option for a safer option.
Yeah, Chris Rock said it good. Chris Rock said it best. He said, every woman has to go for an asshole, then she goes to a nice guy, and then the nice guy has to deal with all her trauma and stuff like that. And,
Yeah,
has to deal with all her trauma. The nice guy, just listen to her, oh my God, I've got all these problems and all this blah blah blah, and it's because they've chosen the same stupid guy over and over again. That's not interested. That's basically fucking them over, treating them like shit. And it is true. Nice guys, unfortunately, do finish last in love and in relationships. Unfortunately, unless you find one of them old school women that will hold it down for you. But still, in this day and age, in your day and age now, it's rare because all these girls, a lot of girls just want attention. These young girls I see just want attention, and they're happy to turn around and show their bums for the cameras to get likes and stuff like that. And they need to, like, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you, I'm not here to judge no one. Do what you got to do, but it's when that's all we're seeing now. Young girls flashing their bums on cameras and stuff like that. And yeah, and obviously for guys, like, I mean, how would that make you feel, like, if you had a girlfriend and you saw her, like, doing what a lot of girls are doing on Instagram, TikTok, bouncing their bottoms and stuff like that around? It's a tough one, mate.
it's, you know what, at the end of the day, the way I'd say it, she's mine's. She is mine's. Like the whole argument about what girls wear when they go out and all this shit, okay, she can wear that. That's her choice. But at the end of the day, she's still coming home to me at the end of the night.
Hmm.
And that's all. If she stays genuine and she still comes home to me and she's still telling me she loves me and I know there's no sneakiness going on behind, then that's the best thing. But I think there's limits. These expectations that women are trying to be like, oh, my body, oh, confidence boost. That, yeah, confidence boost doesn't mean you have to get naked in front of a camera to show off everything.
Hmm.
Confidence could be your style of clothes, your new hair, your nails. It could be anything. It's not all about getting naked. That's the thing that people forget.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's a lot of lonely guys out there, and a lot of these guys, they just want someone that they can relate with. They want someone. Yes, they want to talk to a pretty woman. They want to feel special. That will make a guy feel special, and that's why there's so many guys in these girls' lives, just looking at them and just wanting to speak to them and stuff, and just feeling like they have like a part of them, like if they're friends with them and stuff. But and a lot of these guys would talk to them more if they were dressed modestly. A lot of these guys would actually probably fall more for like they'd more resonate with that person if they were actually dressed more modestly and stuff. So it just goes to show that you don't always less is sometimes less is sometimes a bit too much. So I can't even remember. I can't even remember the saying. Less is more, or more is less, whatever. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Like,
Been a long day for me.
saying though, because like, do you know the way Billie Eilish wears those big tops, those big
Hmm.
hoodies? Like I
Hmm.
think that's more attractive than a girl going out and being half naked. I
Hmm.
genuinely do.
Yeah.
If I see a girl, she's wearing oversized clothes, I immediately will just have straight for her. That would be my attention.
Definitely, and it's something that, but girls will prefer to some, and I'm not shitting on no girls and stuff like that. When guys go out, we want to look our best, and obviously, we want to look our best and get the most amount of attention and stuff like that. But Yeah, it is what it is. They wanna. This is the day. This is what we. This is the day and age that we live in. You do tend. I do tend to see there is still a percentage of girls that are like a little bit old school sort of thing. Still like, I could never wear that, never do this, never do that. But it's becoming very rare now. Like this younger generation, I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing like 10-year-old girls with like TikToks and stuff like that, and you see them like trying to copy all the girls, and it's mad. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But yeah. So anyway, buddy. I've seen you've obviously been through it. You've been through it. You've had a hectic lifestyle. You've got your MMA, your focus. How are you feeling like now? Where are you now? Where are you at right now in life?
Happier. Happier is definitely the sense of feeling I've got. Like, I feel like I've done myself proud. If last year me would have seen me now, it'd be a lot prouder and a lot happier and see what all that pain it does go aside at a stage. It doesn't always, but what I always will give advice to is there's always going to be a girl out there who's going to try to fuck you about, regardless of what you do. So like, just don't fall hard because I had a situation. I'm in the middle of a situation. It's a weird one because the girl seemed so genuine, so nice. Met her on Tinder, obviously. One of the fucking dating apps. What's the luck?
Yeah.
And I took her to we went bowling, got a Starbucks, we played a game of bowls, we had dinner. I paid for it all. She offered to pay, but I says no. So got her a teddy bear and stuff, like, just first date. Like, I always thought when you go on a first date, you just buy someone a present. And then like people were telling me, why'd you buy her a present? I said, well, is that not what you do? So I thought it was just generosity,
Hmm.
give off. And we were seeing each other for a while, for a few weeks, and I left her uni accommodation and she turned around and was all, I'm not feeling it no more. I feel like I'm going to hurt you. I'm too toxic. And then it was more, oh no, but now I'm scared of you. And then it was what was the other reason she said? She saw, I'm too toxic. I'm going to hurt you. I'm scared of you because I'm scared of most men. And then she just doesn't want to do it. But she keeps texting me, having these problems, and I'm still giving her these answers.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds. This is the problem sometimes. Women like when you like. Obviously, I don't think it's as like black and white as to say men and women can't be friends and stuff like that. But if you know someone likes you, the best thing to do, and this is very hard for some women, honest to God, it's very hard. Like when they have a genuine guy that they can talk to, like. But if you know that person likes you, what you have to do is you have to be fair and you have to say to that guy, you know what, if we're going to be friends, we're just going to be friends and we're going to leave it there. You have to make it very clear. But I think even if you do that, if a guy says that he likes you, sometimes it's better to just say, all right, I don't see you like that. I don't see a relationship with us. I don't think it's fair that we continue the friendship. That's actually the better thing to do rather than, because what happens if you lot go out on a night out, get drunk, and something happens? Like in your mind, yeah, you're friends, or she's told you that there's gonna go no further than friendship. But in your mind, we don't hear that. We just think, oh, she's talking to me. She's like, she really cares about me. And if a drunk night happens, something's gonna happen. What will end up happening? She will be able to get over that night very easy, very easy. And you've like it's a friend. That's what they say at the minute to guys. The friend zone is the worst place to be. If you like a girl, some people say don't let them use you in the sense of like use you for friendship, use you for time, use you for dates, use you for lifts, use you for all that stuff that it's kind of like using a guy that they know likes them, if you resonate with what I'm saying.
No, yeah, I get it. It's because we were all having a talk about it tonight. Like all of us guys, like my mates, my best mates, all live in Liverpool. We all game every night. We all talk, have heart to hearts and stuff, deep talks. And we were actually talking about it. And it's like, how did they feel so comfortable with it, knowing that some guys trying to pursue them, but they're going to give them mixed, they're going to give them mixed signals. It doesn't make sense because she's not like, I'm trying to help, but at the same time, she's like, yeah, help me, but like, I don't want you either, but I don't want you to be my friend. Just like, there's no clarification I'm getting. There's
Yeah.
nothing I'm getting.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's like you can't. Women need to learn. They can't have it all. They can't have it all, and you need to obviously. Because what will happen is the more she speaks to you, the more if once you've told a girl you like her, once you showed them that you like her, you kind of have to be like, this, if this is this, I'm in my feelings with you, I feel for you, so I can't be friends with you, and you have to kind of like lock it off. You have to kind of say, you know what, this ain't gonna work for me, because what's happening is the more friends, the more time, the more thing you invest in there, your emotions inside, although you're in the friend zone, she's told you it's just friendship, and we don't, guys don't hear that. We ain't hearing that. We just think, oh, she's talking to me, she might even be a bit flirty with me or whatever. We still think there's a chance. So for your perspective, and I know a lot of guys will say to you, look, if you just want to if you just want to bang it, stay in the friend zone, you'll get it one night. I'll be real with you,
Yeah,
a lot of guys will say that, and a lot of guys do stuff like that, just hide in that friend zone, waiting for that drunken night call. Can you pick me up, please? And then, yeah, you little bitch, I'll show you.
yeah, I'll be there now in 10 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's a difficult one when if you have genuine feelings for them, and the more time you spend with someone like that, the feelings will just like, they will just literally just like, they will just keep going. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So it's entirely up to you how long you let it go for. But I would say to you, just be careful, because obviously you seem like one of those genuine guys that just wants one
Yeah,
girl and looking to give her that, like, just invest yourself fully into it. And there's some girls out there that are like, they're just not worth it, and all they'll do is end up hurting you and sending you to a very dark place. So you just got to be very careful. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I'll leave it with you. What do you think?
yeah, because I'm trying to distance myself from her. Like we all obviously St. Patrick's Day was only last week. We all went out. And we got absolutely pissed the whole day.
Mhm.
It was, and like obviously, yeah, I kissed a few girls because I'm not in a relationship. This girl's telling me she doesn't want a relationship, but she doesn't want me gone. So it's like, do you know what? Yeah, okay, I'm single. I'm gonna do this. But then there was a video of me kissing a girl that went on my story, and this girl just completely ignored me then for 2 days, and then she messages me when she needs something, and it's like, okay, don't get pissed that I'm out doing something I want to do now because you don't exactly want me in a relationship when I'm trying to give you 100%.
That sounds very selfish, to be honest with you. That sounds very, very selfish. So basically, what that screams to me is that, and I'll be honest, yeah, I'll be honest, that screams to me that she's seeing you and she thinks, maybe, but not quite the full package for me. So in effect, she's kind of like using you, kind of actually using you and stuff. And it's up to you how long you want to let that last for. Like me personally, I will just lock that off and say, you know what, this, I'm in my feels. I told you already, I like you. I don't think it's fair if I stay friends with you. I know that's not nice, but it's the reality, and you've got to look after yourself. You've got to look after your own emotions. Because what will happen is, if you stay in this sort of friendship and that keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, when she starts posting her reels with guys and stuff like that, that will send you straight downhill, mate. And because once you feel for someone, you feel for them, unless you've got like five or six other girls on the line. But even still, because you're building friendships, there's this like the emotions that go into friendships, like they become entangled together, and they become relationship sort of feelings very fast. And women nowadays are in their feels, bro. I'm telling you, like they are in their feels, bro. You just be nice to a girl and treat her nice, message her every day and say hello, how are you, how's your day going, and women will get in their feels for you, bro. They'll be like, oh, okay, he's thinking about me.
It's simple. It's simple to get a girl's heart because you just need to show her attention. You need to show her you're interested. But then you have the girls that just like to play you along. They just like to have you on a fish hook
Hmm.
constantly. They have like 5 fishing rods set up, 5 different guys on a hook. That's it. They can just ping them
Yeah.
bastards. That's it.
Yeah, and this is a new thing at the minute. Like women, like I'm not shitting on you. I love you guys. I'm not shitting on women. Okay, I'm gonna get so much stick tomorrow. I swear from this interview. I love women. You got are beautiful, but women nowadays, this new thing of like what they're doing is, if they see a guy and they think, he's not quite the full package, but he's really nice to me, they'll have another guy that's a dickhead, but looks like one of those bad boys, whatever, and he basically gets the sex. he gets the sex. There's another guy
Yeah.
that gets the dates. There's another guy that gets the taxi drive home. There's another guy that gets the meals, gets the KFC when she needs it. And women are doing that. They've got five guys doing one man's job, sort of thing. And this is how they're stimulating themselves and how they're fulfilling themselves. But it's like loads of guys that they know, but it's the nice guy that ends up picking up all the pieces, like listening to all the shit. So it's entirely up to you, bro. If you want to bite that hook, if you want to keep swimming around that hook, swim around that bait, waiting for that night out, waiting for that call. It's up to you, but your feelings might get entangled with that, bro. So it's entirely up to you what you do with that. But uh, yeah, so it's a tough one, bro. It's a tough one. Be very careful with women, especially someone like you. You're a deeper. You're a deeper. You're looking to dive straight in. You're looking for marriage, relationship. Would you say you're almost looking for something that you never had as a youngster?
Definitely looking for someone who's mature. Maturity is the biggest attraction I've ever seen. See, if a girl's mature, it's the most. They become a 10 out of 10 immediately,
Hmm.
regardless of everything. Like a girl that has their head screwed on, knows what they want, knows where they want to be in 5 years, 10 years, even in 2 months, 2 weeks time. That's a girl you want to keep because she ain't gonna fuck about you. She ain't gonna do nothing like that. She's already trying to achieve her own goals. She's not trying to fuck around,
Hmm.
and that's what I think is the world's lacking these days
Hmm.
is mature. Because you have these girls like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, all this shit saying men ain't shit. Go get these guys. Go be a hoe. Go be a slut. Like, but why? What's that gonna get? Pregnancies, STDs.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, bro, like it's kind of like we're singing to the choir on this one. Like, girls, I feel like honestly, I feel so sorry for you youngsters now. Like with your generation, like women ain't hearing, these young girls ain't hearing shit, bro. They ain't
No.
hearing shit, bro. All they are thinking is, they're thinking about today rather than tomorrow, if you know what I mean. Like they're literally just thinking about today. What's happening today, living for the moment, making mistake after mistake. I'm hearing stories of these girls, especially with the drugs and stuff like that now, and like it's crazy. Like young girls, 18-year-old girls, just waking up in garages, waking up in freaking sheds, waking up in all sorts of horrible positions. It's like they can't even remember last night. And it's like these girls need to be so careful. But some of them just don't want to. Some of them just ain't interested in listening. They just wanna be wild. And it's difficult and when you've got genuine people out there, it's very difficult when you've got genuine people out there that just want someone to love, want someone to look after, want that sort of family feel, want to hold them down properly. It's very difficult. And for the guy, it's like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to go out and put yourself through this heartache after heartache, phoning me up every weekend, telling me this guy's done shit to you, and when I'm standing right here and I'm ready to look after you. So it's difficult. But these girls, they don't want a nice guy until it's all over for them, nearly. But one thing I would say you must have to do is you just have to sort of become valuable to women. So that means you have to make yourself the best package possible, work on yourself, make yourself the best package possible, um to where you've got loads of options. And if you especially if you get your finances on point, bro, the world's your oyster. Honestly, you get your
Exactly.
finances on point, the world's your oyster. And I'll tell you this as well, yeah. Like, starting up my podcast and stuff like that, I obviously knew that women get the attention and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of time trying to get girls, and I would see these girls on TikTok, and I'd be like, "Damn, that girl's fit. If I get her on, I'm the man." And she'd be like, "Fuck you, I'm not coming on your show," sort of thing. And then I'd be like, I used to get a little bit down, but now, I honestly, I shit you not, bro. I shit you not. For every 7 to 8 out of 10, there are about 1,000 more just like them. It's like you see this beautiful blonde. Oh my god, I'd love to get her on. Scroll down, two more slips. There's another blonde. There's so many girls there. So what you have to do is make yourself like just the best package you can. The best package you can. Build your body up, get yourself in great shape, and you'll have so many options that if a girl starts being stupid with you, you could find another one, bro. And obviously, Literally, make yourself the best package you can. A girl starts talking, acting up with you. You just about fuck that. All right, you're off. I'm not interested. Like there's some guy. It seems ruthless. Yeah, it does seem ruthless. Some guys they're like, no, I don't want no girls as friends. I don't want no girls as friends. End of the day, I want to do what I want to do, and that's it, sort of thing. They need to get on my program. They need to get on my schedule, sort of thing.
Yeah,
And you almost have to become that bad boy, that asshole, to get the girls, to get the options, and then it's up to you if you want to give that power away. But ladies, please forgive me in the morning, yeah, guys.
yeah, bro, you're forgetting so night off, woman. You are getting shot on left, right, and center now. All this shit.
I think so. I think so. Especially one of my videos, I had to take it down actually because I do a lot of collabs with OnlyFans girls, and it was a bit like could be construed as misogynistic, and people could be like, this Andrew Tate motherfucker sort of. And
Uh,
I was like, yeah, do you know, I'll take it down actually because I don't want women thinking bad of me, and it's very easy to get caught up in the moments and stuff like that sometimes. But you do have to ground yourself. So, and that's something I've learned for myself. But for you, buddy, just make yourself the best package, and obviously work on your mental side as well. If there's any demons there, just make the most important thing I say to everyone is just talk to someone. Make sure you talk to someone, no matter who it is. Just talk to someone, let them know how you're feeling, because male suicide at the minute is going through the roof. Literally
it's
going through the roof. It's crazy. It's insane.
it is like I could another statistic, and that's all I would be. Truthfully, if it did happen, it could have just been another statistic. Like me and my guys, we like to joke about. We like to say mission failed successfully. We like to bring out the dark sense of humor. We like to have a laugh about it because if we're not going to laugh, we're going to fucking cry.
Hmm.
Simple. But it's like it happens so common in Derry. A lot of people just jump the bridges over here, and
Really?
it's
Wow.
yeah, it happens very often. There's the Foyle Bridge that a lot of people jump off, or you call it the Craigavon Bridge. A lot of people do. There's a lot of jumpers over here, a lot of the time, and the after effects is horrendous. Like the whole city's been crying for help for I don't know how long. Our whole city's been crying for men's mental health. They stand up a little bit more. But there was times I was going to the hospital with me arms, and they would just like, "All right, well, are you feeling suicidal?" And like you would say like, "Yes," but also you would say no sometimes because you're scared to say yes because they're so intimidated by it. But when you say yes, they will well go home and then come back kind of
Really?
thing. And yeah, like there was a time I was sitting there, right? It was the night after. It was the first time me and my ex had actually finished, and I went off. I went off track. I was drinking every day. I was only like 19. I was only 18 at the time, coming 19, and my whole arms were just covered. And they just says, "Well, you don't seem that bad, so you don't seem like you're going to act on it. You seem like a good kid. Just go home, talk to
Hmm.
your family, contact your GP." And I was just like, "You fucking serious?" So
That's
I sat here for 2 hours with bandages on me, and you're just going to say that? Uh,
yeah. I mean, that does sound crazy, Like, I don't. Is it somewhere in Ireland? You said you are, isn't it?
yeah, Derry.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think as well with Irish people, they're kind of like quite hard. They're quite hard, old-fashioned people. You'll be all right, boy, sort of thing. Get out of here, sort of thing. It's kind of like, yeah, I think that's kind of what the attitude is out there. It's like because Irish people, they're very, very tough people. So it's like mental health. What's that? What's that? Tyson Fury is obviously quite a famous one that's obviously come up with and brought it out, and a lot of men have felt comfortable talking about it. But the pressures of being a man nowadays in this day and age is very tough. It's very, very tough. And with you youngsters competing with what's out there now, it's like in my day and age we never had all this Instagram and all this sort of stuff so like that. So girls didn't get constant praise. So it's like you speak to a girl now, like it's like, yeah, you're so beautiful. I really like it. I'd like to take you out for a meal. Yeah, on my DMs I've got like 50 of those messages. So it's a tough one,
Fuck nuts, man.
isn't it?
Literally, you can't stick out to a girl unless you genuinely can offer her money and everything else she wants.
Hmm.
That's the one point.
Yeah, I mean, It does seem that way. It does seem that way that you have to have money and you have to be flashy, but sometimes as well, like, because I was this guy, I was that guy. When I was growing up, I was that guy that was like, my family was poor, we had the worst everything, we never had the stuff. And I remember going out, famous story that I always tell, sort of, I remember going out with two of my friends, and they had the fanciest trainers, the fanciest necklaces, all the chains, everything. They were kitted out, and there was me with my horrible jeans, stained jeans, my trainers with a massive hole in it. I literally had to curl my big toe, otherwise my toe would pop through. And like literally, I'd go out and like we'd see girls, and it was always me that got the girls when I was with them. Even though I was with them, it was still me that got the girls because I think it's just I threw myself in the deep end quite a bit when I was young, got loads of rejections, and then it just gets to a point where the rejections don't mean nothing, and it's just confidence. And confidence, if you can learn the art of confidence, yeah, you can go up to any girl,
Hundred
like
percent.
any girl. If you can master the confidence, you can go up to any girl and talk to them, and get somewhere with them, and it's like they'll be like, okay, this guy's about it. And I think confidence is it's such an important thing with girls. You just have to be confident, but it's also with you have to be careful not to be creepy. Like this is a new thing. Oh, this guy's
Yeah.
creepy. This guy's creepy. He's really creepy. You have to deal with.
My like we went up to a few girls, obviously, like us boys, we go out and be like, right, tonight we're gonna get a girl. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, why not? It's a night out, you may as well enjoy it. But some of my friends would go up and they'd just be weird about it. Like they wouldn't just try approach them and just tap them and then look away. And I'm like, don't play with them. And then there's me. I go up and try to have a full scale conversation with them, and then you make your move. That's the way I think it is. Know them,
Hmm.
but you be coming up to them, straighten up, talk to them, get a wee smile out of them, get a wee laugh out of them, and you're on.
Yeah.
That's it. And if they say no, got a boyfriend, you play it off. You be like, that's cool. That's your life.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys in this day and age they can't take rejection. They don't want to take rejection. They're so worried about it. But rejection for me is just like, that's just something that I was always getting rejected when I was younger. Always. Girls weren't interested in me. They had guys with money and everything, but you keep being persistent at it, and bam, keep being persistent at it, and you get there eventually, so like you get so many rejections where it doesn't mean nothing to you, like, yeah, okay, whatever, but I think the key thing is obviously trying to so you gotta be careful someone like you because you're a deeper, I can see you're a deeper, and you do just want one girl. I can see that you want the family, you want the setup and everything, the sort of family that you never had, but yeah, you just have to be really careful. Just be really careful with it. Don't try and it's tough. It's just tough, bro. Don't know what to say to you. It's tough because it's
It is
like,
so fucking shit, man. Like I'm trying to detach myself now from this girl who wanted me, who was always asking me to come up and visit her, always wanting me to come here, saying she misses me. Like she said she missed me before I ever even fucking thought about it. And then she was always asking me to come up. And there was a night where I missed the last train to be able to go to her. So my friend actually left me up to her uni accommodation. And I spent the night. And then it was the next day when she was just like, I'm not feeling it. But I only went up because she was not feeling herself. Like she was upset and stuff. Then the next day she's like, she wasn't feeling it. But didn't tell me for a few days. And I was like,
when you say you went up there and stayed for the night, that mean did you get in there at all or not?
well, we did that. That was unplanned. That was actually trying to hold off and all that shit. And then she made the move. I just let
The-
her flip.
Bro, don't even lie to me, bro. When she said, "Yeah, come to mine that night," you shaved your balls, you gave her a foot wash. You were going there. You know exactly what you were going there to get, bro. You've been waiting. You were like, "Yeah, this is the moment I've been waiting for." Teach you.
That's what my friend said. He was all, have you got your condoms? Have you shaved?"
She's like, "Wait a minute. I thought you were coming to give me. I thought you was coming to support me." And my man's got his Durex Gold ready, Durex
But
Gold blue pill ready for the whole night.
worst part is there was no Durex shoes. That was just danger.
Wow, wow.
So like that's why unplanned it was. Like I genuinely went up with no intentions because I have a fucking condom there. If I wanted to take it, I was like, yeah, fuck it. But then at that stage, I was like, nah, I'm worried about her. Next thing you know, we're literally fucking.
So I bet so this is the killer part because you obviously felt for this girl a little bit before, and this is the killer part when girls have sex with you and then the morning after they say, you know what, this ain't right. I feel bad. This ain't right. I don't want to do this. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. When girls, what you have to realize when you do that to a guy, it literally cuts his heart in half when you do that. I know firsthand what that is like, and anyone that does, it's better that you just say, because she knew she was calling what she was calling you for. No one comes to anyone's house late at night, for hugs and cuddles. You don't ask for a guy. Guys ain't coming for no hugs and cuddles in the middle of the night. They're coming. She
Yeah.
felt lonely. She wanted to feel good, and she wanted to have sex, but she obviously wants to keep you in a pocket sort of thing where it's like, no, 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 I don't want you thinking you're going to get commitment from me. This is just the accident sort of thing. And guys, we're weak creatures. Sometimes we will just come, we will like come all mummified. Yeah, we're ready. We're coming. We'll be your friend. We'll do anything to get our hands on some of that, especially if it's something that you've wanted for a while. You're like, yeah, let me hit this, boy.
Not like, yeah, like it's weird because she had such a shit week,
hmm
and it's like she lives a bit away from me, so she lives like an hour drive away,
Yeah.
and she had such a shit week. So my mate was, "Oh, I'll drop you up. She's not doing her best," and he knew the story, so we went up, and that's all I thought it was. And then obviously that shit happens, and then a few days later, I'm just like, "Nah, man, you're just being a fucking hoe, aren't you? Like that's all this is."
hmm Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. But looking forward, like 5 years, buddy, what do you have? What do you hope for yourself in 5 years' time, bro? Like, where do you see yourself? What do you want?
I want to be ranked within the top 5 in England and Ireland MMA amateur. That's where first 5 years I want to be in the top 5 division as number 5 ranked MMA fighter, and then after that I want to make it to the big leagues. I want to put the whole show on go. You got to have the small steps before you climb the big steps.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Obviously, if you're willing to work hard, no one can stop you. No one can stop you if you're willing to work, and that's like I said, like I coach football, and I say it to boys all the time. Is hard work beats talent every single day of the week. So if you're willing to outwork your opponents, outwork the opposition, the sky is the limit. No one can stop you from succeeding what you want if you're willing to work hard to get it. Obviously there's limits for what we can do, but you're a young man. You still got like, you're a young man. Just work hard and see how you get on, bro. But MMA is very skillful stuff. So if you actually dedicate yourself to sort of like the craft and all the arts and everything, then there shouldn't be anything that stops you there, other than yourself. Literally, it will only be yourself that stops you. A girl that says when you should be going training, a girl that says, "Come over and see me. I'm feeling upset and I need a cuddle."
Nah, fuck that. From now on, my answer's gonna be no. Like fuck that.
hmm
Not after that. Like there's a book I'm actually reading at the minute called The Art of War,
Yeah.
written by amazing piece of work.
hmm
It's all about it's mental warfare, strategic warfare. It has the whole thing, and it's probably one of the best books I've ever read.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, it's a deep book, boy. To be fair, and yeah, it's loads of like little lessons you can learn from it, and people have sort of stolen like little bits of quotes and made them out like as if they're their own, and like on TikTok and stuff like that. People do
Yeah.
steal a lot of their stuff, but yeah, but just obviously, I'll have to edit this video a little bit, but yeah, we've been speaking 45 minutes on here, and the sound has been perfect. But yeah, the first 15 minutes was a bit up and down. I don't know whether it's just my headset or just a setting that I set up over it, but yeah, I'll leave the final words with you, buddy. It was great chatting to you. Chatting to the up and coming new Conor McGregor. 5 years time, we saw him here first, guys. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky, just last thoughts on the show. Anything else you want to add? Any questions you've got?
You're an absolute legend, man. Honestly, for having me on. I want to thank you for that. You're an absolute gentleman. You've definitely given me an eye opener when it comes to a woman.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you honestly, bro, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself, and like I said, you have to become that arsehole. You have to become that demon for girls to respect you. Unfortunately, it's like it's just what it is. That the it's the assholes that are getting all the girls. The assholes are getting all the girls, bro. So become an arsehole, unfortunately. And ladies, I'm sorry about that. Everyone, this was Ricky. I'm going to post all his socials in the description. Sorry about the sound issues. Ricky, I'll upload the video within about 20 minutes or so on my YouTube channel. It's a
Yep.
pleasure having you on, buddy.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you, buddy.